Paulette Williams from Out of Many Smile Jamaica Charity. I endorse 10-Star General and Sharon Mango from SPRB Radio Podcasts. Check them out. Check them out. You won't be disappointed. Authentic music and heartfelt love. Check them out.
Sticky dicky ding dong ding dong ding dong ding dong ding. Sticky dicky ding dong ding. Yeah man, this is the original Mr. General Martinez because you don't know and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10-Star General himself and Sharon Mango. You don't know the thing going on, man. Trust me. Mad things, so just link up for Dubs here. To the loo, it's 10-Star General. Stuck kid.
Greetings. My name is Diana Wright, singer, songwriter, and poetess. I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust you won't be disappointed. Yes.
Hi, I'm Janiceness, and I always tune in to the SPRB Radio Podcast with General Culture and Sister Sharon Mango. Yo, you don't have to take my word for it. Just tune in and catch the vibration. Yeah, this one is knockings.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ray Vaughn, and I fully support SPRB Radio Podcast. Check in.
Well, folks, this is Kai Brown speaking. I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Les.
Blessed love universally. This is the original Daddy Mike Jarrett endorsing, yes, one of the greatest podcasts that I have listened to, seen, and so happy to be a part of it. I'm talking about SPRB Podcast with 10-Star General and the original, yes, Sharon Mango. Tell it to the world. Let them know that this podcast, hey, run things universally. Mark Daddy said that. Mark Daddy. Mark Daddy, Mark Daddy, Mark Daddy. Oh, Mark Daddy. Yes, bless up 10-Star General and the original Sharon Mangos. Them run things when you talk about podcasts here. Blessed love universally.
This is The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com. Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Childhood memories of Jamaica and New York City inspired Be Alone, the latest collaboration between Sister Carol and her daughter Nakiba. They also co-produced a song which was released on September 8th. It hears Sister Carol recalling her early years in West Kingston before migrating to the Big Apple during the early 1970s. Born in Brooklyn but raised in neighboring Queens, New York, Nakiba revisits her years in that borough, traditional home to a large West Indian community. Sister Carol said, quote, sharing the mic and stage with Nakiba is my greatest delight musically. She inspires me around the clock and I'm her biggest fan. Nakiba said, quote, my mother is my biggest influence as an artist and an educator. She has opened so many doors for many artists, especially artists that are women. Jamaican star Shensia was in her presenter hat at the latest MTV Music Video Awards, VMAs, at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. The 26-year-old blessed singer, who donned a brown rhinestone-covered Marc Jacobs dress and complimentary silver jewelry, had the honor of welcoming Mexican singer-songwriter Peso Pluma to the stage. It's safe to say that she definitely passed the teleprompter test with how seamlessly she executed her role. All the way from Guadalajara, Cuenca, Mexico, this young artist has become one of the most exciting new Latin acts of the year with his unique blend of musical genres, including regional Mexican, reggaeton, hip-hop, and more. He's paving the way for the next generation of artists, she said in an authentic Jamaican accent, adding that the Latin singer was making his VMA debut. She noted in an Instagram post, quote, "I didn't twang last night. Hope you're all proud." No Games, a massive hit for singer and producer Serrani in 2008, has been certified gold in Germany. Certification commemorating sales exceeding 200,000 units was made available by Bundeswehr Band Music Industry BVMI, which translates to Federal Music Industry Association in English, in its recent 2023 report, which was posted on its website. No Games, which peaked at 55 on the Billboard R&B Hip Hop Songs chart in 2009, was previously certified platinum by the British Phonographic Industry BPI in October last year for sales exceeding 600,000 units. In a previous interview, Serrani shared his appreciation for the accolades that the song continues to reap. He said in part, quote, "I'm happy to know I've accomplished something that seems almost impossible to many musicians throughout our struggles. It makes me feel like this is why I never gave up." End quote. The song No Games is featured on the popular Unfinished Business rhythm and was a #1 hit locally before it crossed over to urban radio in the United States. A slick promotional campaign is being rolled out for veteran dancehall DJ Macca Diamond with the aim of rebranding and positioning her firmly in a variety of musical spaces, describing the new look Macca Diamond as a spectacular rebirth and tipping her as the dancehall Madonna. The new PR team is offering a creativity which the girl from the Diamond District is loving. A new photo shoot sees the diva with bold new looks, some of which even require a double take with a question, "Is that really Macca?" "Yes, it's me, the Think About It artist," told reporters. Explaining the need for a rebrand, she added, "The time change. It's a whole social media time now. You have to look professional, like you are really working. You have to capture the eyes of the people and you have to get photogenic with what you are posting." Still high from accolades she received after a performance at Angela Yee Day at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, she also signed off on a brand ambassador's partnership with popular fragrance brand Dossier Perfumes. Macca Diamond recently released a new single, Numb Up, and she's currently working on an album set to be released in 2024. Even as veteran dancehall artist General B is experiencing intense pain and inner turmoil after being pushed off the stage and then having to fight his way out of Boombox Fridays, he's planning his next move. One of his options is taking out an injunction, halting the staging of the event. It was officially formalized by General B and DJ Harry Toddler during the pandemic. However, tension has been brewing between Harry Toddler and General B since May, when Harry Toddler took to social media to air grievances relating to the event. I am Pistol, and that, my friend, was The Buzz. That was The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Now here's the song from our sponsor, Jojo Mac.
No games, no games. The Live Conversation Show. Oh, night, oh, night, oh, night, night. Oh, night, oh, night, oh, night. If you're not a writer, just let me know. If you don't have the stamina, I think that you should go. No time for practice now, the show is on the road. No time for catching up, it's time to roll. I hope you're fueled up, ready for the terrain. I hope you're suited up, ready to take the reign. It's strength, no weakness, you must give everything. Don't forget the sweetness, it goes with anything. If you're not a writer, just let me know. If you don't have the stamina, I think that you should go. No time for practice now, the show is on the road. No time for catching up, it's time to roll. Oh, night, oh, night. Oh, night. Oh, night, oh, night. Oh, night. Oh, night. If you wanna play the part, you wanna keep your place, you gotta walk the walk, gotta step up the pace. If you slip and slide, you lose your place in line. If you want to stick around, you have to be down. If you're not a writer, just let me know. If you don't have the stamina, I think that you should go. No time to practice now, the show is under. No time for catching up, it's time to roll. Oh, nine, nine, oh, nine. Oh, nine, nine, nine. Oh, nine, nine, oh, nine. Oh, nine, nine, nine. Oh, nine, nine, oh, nine. Oh, nine, nine, nine. Oh, nine, nine, oh, nine. Oh, nine, nine, nine. If you're not a writer, just let me know. If you don't have the stamina, I think that you should go. No time to practice now, the show is under. No time for catching up, it's time to roll. You have to show what you know. This is no game. This is no game. If you're not a writer, just let me know. If you don't have the stamina, I think that you should go. No time for practice now, the show is under. No time for catching up, it's time to roll.
Well, folks, Kaya Brown here, and it is with great pleasure that I announce my forthcoming Vocal Excursions Plus concert at Pizza Express Live Holborn, 99 High Holborn, London, WC1V 6LF, on Thursday, the 21st of September 2023. For tickets, go to www.pizzaexpresslive.com or call the box office on 0207 439 4962. Doors open 6:30 p.m. Showtime is 8 p.m. The concert will feature tracks from my still current Can We Pretend album to include my current Borderline remix single, which is available for purchase from my website at www.kayabrownmusic.com. See you there, folks. Well, folks, this is Kaya Brown speaking. I fully endorse SPRB radio. Well, folks, this is Kaya Brown speaking. I fully endorse SPRB radio podcast with the 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Les.
I just need one chance with you.
This is an SPRB radio podcast promotion. Maxine Brown's brand new single, I Just Need One Chance With You, is out now on all digital platforms.
I just need one chance with you.
Get your copy now.
Today is a new day, oh, and I'm thankful. No time for regrets, no, but I'm hopeful. So many didn't get a chance, nah. So be grateful. Hey, things might not go my way, but me not complain. Life is a blessing, me I stay thankful.
around the world with me. We can live our lives together. So see dreams come true. All I see is me and you, sharing our lives together. We can grow from poor to rich, loving our lives and switch from the people we are, unless we grow up. Talk is cheap, but the mental not really can squeeze so tight. And when my heart's feeling weak and I want to retreat, I really just squeeze so right. With all the times we share when it's all out there, nothing compares to you. Talk is sweet, but again, no winter time. I really got so much time. I really feel it could be sharing our lives together. That conversation show. Just you and me, sharing our lives together. Time is cheap, but I really just squeeze inside. And my heart's been breaking the wall to the tree. I really just squeeze you right. All the times we share when it's all out there, nothing compares to you. Time is sweet, but I can't go into the night. When it comes all the time, baby, just all the
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to Stuck in Motion right up there, radio. The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsement. Stuck in Motion right up there, radio. We not stop till we drop. Sing, blessed.
Hey, listen up. This is Jerry Harris, SPRB Radio Podcast Show. Check it out with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. The live conversation show. Check it out. Don't left it out. Oh yeah. Hey, SPRB Radio Podcast. SPRB Radio Podcast. With 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Yeah, SPRB Radio Podcast. SPRB Radio Podcast. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Yes. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Now. Yes, SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 stars. Check it out. Check it out. Hey, listen up. This is Jerry Harris, SPRB Radio Podcast.
Let's stop that. Right, greetings one and all. You're welcome to SPRB Radio Podcast with myself, the 10-star General, back in full force with full effect with another tremendously great artist who you can see on your screens right now, brightening up the page. He goes by the name of Nando Griffiths. What a thing. Hey, Sharon Mango, how you doing? You have to unmute yourself, you know.
Problem. We have to keep on checking the mute. So happy. You know, I was about to catch it with Nando, like, why didn't I pick up this phone, you see? Better come on, baby. Because I done beat you up already from the first time I saw this man. I was like, we have to talk about things. We talk about the things.
Wow.
them. Yes.
I know. Since you went on that concert, you haven't stopped talking about him, and here he is in full effect.
Oh, I haven't. 'Cause listen, talent recognizes talent, right? But this young man here, I was blown away to see. There's no words for him. No
Give
words.
me the backdrop. How did it all begin in the first place?
Well, here's the thing. So you know my husband, Elliot, you know. So Elliot gets called to do this gig. I said, oh, all right then, okay, we're going to go check out this gig. He only knew the guy who called him. He didn't know anybody else. So players just come, which is what I love. That you are a professional at what you do, a player of instruments, and you get called to do a gig. You didn't rehearse. You don't rehearse. You just come out and do it. You're wicked. It's a professional. So there was no rehearsal. And then I saw this young man pulling up. I said, oh, I'm thinking to myself, oh, what instrument does he play then? So, when everything's in the little sound check and everything, then he starts singing. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not them farmer tune there, right? He was pulling the Dennis Browns. Listen.
Right.
To the guy, so when they took a break, I said to my husband, I said, where's he from? The American, but he's very good. He said, he was like, no, Jamaican, I don't have to call him over. I'm so proud. So proud. He's so proud. And I said, I'm coming on my show. Right?
Brilliant.
Yes.
And you made it happen. And here he is. Nando Griffiths. Well, you introduce your artist.
Well, I'm going to consider you my artist because I'm just such a support, right? And so to the world, let me introduce you to an amazing vocalist, songwriter, extraordinaire, Mr. Nando Griffiths.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. Have a look at sound effect in the thing,
Right.
Nando, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. 10-star general. Thank you so much for having me on, man. Thank you so much for having me as well, Sharon.
Yes, of course.
So Sharon, lead out.
All right, so the purpose of our shows, right, is to give people their flowers. It seems to me that you've been doing this for some time, and you were all over the place. I see your Instagram, you're getting called here, there. You play with many different people aside from doing your own thing. So I need to give you your flowers. I consider you an underground and an upground artist because not enough people, as far as I'm concerned, know who you are yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to give you your flowers and to shed the best light possible on you. This is not your regular interview. It's more like a reasoning. So here we are today. Me seeing you, I can't say I discovered you because you've been discovered. I just saw you and I was like, nah, this guy's something about you. And I said, whatever is coming for you is going to be big. It not get there yet, but it's coming. So I want to get you on this show to find out who you are. What is your full background, where you were born, mom and dad? So let's start with where you were born, and let's get into mom and dad, brothers and sisters.
Sure. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and two brothers. Then I have extended family, but
yes,
my mom and dad. My dad is a jockey in Jamaica.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Hold on.
This jockey, actual
racehorse jockey.
Racehorse jockey.
Yeah.
Yes. So we will be elaborating on that. But yes, mom, dad household. And you said you have two brothers, yeah?
Two brothers. Then, and of course, as time went by,
extended.
But so it was mainly us brothers growing up, and with mama as well. in Kingston.
Mm-hmm. So, how was it in the household, music-wise? Like, what was your inspirations as a little boy
There,
to you
there.
are right now, but
Well,
music-wise?
there's a lot of vinyl that Dad used to play in the house, and the radio was definitely on 24/7, almost
Mm-hmm.
like it don't turn off. On certain days, it would go to the racehorse stations, and you'd hear that stuff
Oh,
in between and like everything else.
yeah.
It's like it's just a joy because music was always playing like every single day.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we grew up.
So, did you go to church? Was your mom involved
I
in
did
church?
actually. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely did go to church with mom. And some
Mm-hmm.
of that is kind of where I think there's an awakening right there for me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because what
Mm-hmm.
happened was, mom would have me sing songs in church, and I was, you know, more like such a young teenager. I
Yeah.
was like, don't really want to be bothered with it too much, but I'll do what she asks me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And there was to me like just an epiphany when she asked that she did a duet with me, which was a BB and
Oh.
CC Wineland song. And it was stuff like that where I noticed that she just kept pushing me to sing higher, and I was like kind of taken back, like what's going on here, and then I figured out right there that something kind of clicked where you're like, oh my goodness, there's like a slightly higher register that I have. But
Mm-hmm.
you push it in the back of your mind and you're like, all right, I did the church songs for her. And from church, there was a guy who led the choir there who played guitar. So, he kind of helped me along as well and taught me a few chords. I knew 5 chords, and trust me, you couldn't tell me nothing. With the 5. So it started from there, and improvising.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
Tessa.
get him to sing one of these early gospel tunes that he remembers singing.
Um, then start on spot. There's a Elder Barge one that he did. That
Okay.
was
Mm-hmm.
I think it was something about I was a witness, but he was a little bit higher in terms. It's been
Are you sure? Yeah, come on now. Woo.
What was that in falsetto?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who
Okay.
that is? Yeah. You know who that is, right?
It's not ringing a bell. I know the Barge, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
here's what
Elder
happened
Barge.
though. It's funny because something about Elder Barge's voice harkens to me like when I was growing up. Because All This Love was a song where I felt like I just
Oh
knew.
yeah.
So, right. So all of that stuff now is like kind of cultivating, the voice, and I was like, wow. So I
Yeah.
figured out going to school that I'm a countertenor, so it's a little bit higher.
Right.
So
Countertenor. Okay. Mm-hmm.
just slightly higher.
Yeah,
But
slightly. Mm-hmm.
but enough for you to kind of stand out a certain way, and like you said, Sharon, push yourself.
Yep.
So sometimes I'm like right in between the registers of doing a female song to 10-Star General, where they look at you like, so when you hit a Prince now, they're like, how
in God's name did you hit that?
So, and it's stuff like that that really, really like make me, feel like, hey, I can do this.
Right. Well, Sharon,
Yeah.
continue the conversation. I'll just duck in every now and again.
Yeah, I know. We was gonna pull out a little acapella from him, but it seemed like, matter of fact, you have to drop a little something because people have to know.
We're giving him a belie. We give him a belie this time. We give him a belie.
Well, my candidate Elder Badge, All This Love if you want.
I would like to do that because that's one of my favorites. And plus, when he said Elder Bart, I'm like, oh, you know about him too? Listen,
Yeah, man.
Right.
I had some problems, and no
Yeah.
one can seem to solve them.
I know that tune.
Yeah, man.
See?
You
Mm,
found the answer and told me to take a chance and learn the ways of love, my baby. And all that it has to offer. In time, you will see that love won't let you down. So,
bruh, 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 guns guy.
Tensor, when you hear the song, you're like, oh, I know that one. Yeah.
That's
Elder.
that one's part of my playlist. As a matter of fact, I've got a soul
Yeah.
playlist, and yeah.
right.
So I remember it when he started to sing it. You know, but
One of
is
my
that a gospel
favorite.
tune? That's not gospel. That's a gospel tune.
That one, no.
No, I thought not.
That was
Right,
before. That was before he went to gospel.
right.
Gospel.
I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
but like
I'm
as
with
a child, I would say young, 3 years old. I remember my
you.
mom and dad playing that song.
So remind me,
Yeah.
what age were you in the church?
It was around 10, 11.
Okay. What
Yeah.
was school like? Like school life.
School life was cool. I went to JC.
Mm,
All of my brothers too, Jamaica College.
mm.
So we had music class there as well. But
Okay.
school life was cool. Um, fell more into basketball.
Right.
Because basket, like in the early 90s when I went to school in Jamaica, we just
Right.
really get the internet and not internet, I mean cable.
Okay.
You see Michael Jordan and all these guys, so you feel like you can play like Michael Jordan too. So, but as a shorty, back then 5'3",
Mm.
just took the sport as far as I could, because sports is in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, was
I was
dunk.
in the family.
Yeah, dunking from 5'3", and it was
Mm.
unbelievable. But to me,
Wow.
it just feel like it's just something that I was meant to do. And it's funny, I had a reunion recently
Mm.
in Jamaica, and one of the guys came to me and he's like, "Man, I remember you just kept jumping and jumping and jumping
Mm.
to touch the rim until you did."
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's part of that. It was a lot of fun. It was mainly in the art block a lot.
Yeah.
And music teacher always wanted to draft me in music, but everybody was, a little weary. Cause,
Right.
but outside of that, the tasty talents and shows and stuff, I did some
Oh,
of
you
those.
enter those.
Yeah,
Right.
I did.
What did you want to become?
Back then, I figured I was gonna be a basketball player, cause Muggsy
Right.
Bogues was 5'3", and both of us are the
Mm.
same height. I'm like, hey, I can do this.
Right.
That's right.
Even amongst the rest of them, you can even look like a midget. But I've seen some midgets play some good basketball still.
Who you tell? Me too. That's been a good few.
Man, I'm
Good
telling
few of
you.
them.
And even my son is into it now, and even him still
Right.
can't beat me yet.
Right. What?
And he's 6'2", so is
What? Are you
yeah,
serious?
yeah.
What? Six
So
foot
Are
two,
you
you know.
serious, Nando?
yeah, man,
Wait, are you serious? 6
yeah,
foot 2?
6'2".
Wow.
So and since it's something that he wants, and I know like it kind of you can find a direction, so I use that to kind of strengthen him.
Right.
But at the same time, it helped me as well. And
Mm.
my dad back home, he was like pushing us that, hey, anything that you want to do. And more than anything else, he saw that I love music.
Mm.
So he would definitely put me in any circle that he could. So
Now you say your dad was a legendary jockey. What kind of
He's a
motivation or inspiration did that bring for you as a young lad?
oh man, it was very, he figured me out. I would say it
Mm.
that way. He knows that things are cerebral for me and
Mm.
between me and him.
Mm.
This is how he would help to push me.
Right. Right.
For example, he'd go jogging, and I told a story recently where you'd go to the golf course and run because it's a long
Mm.
track.
Mm.
But jockeys, you have to stay fit and keep a certain
Right.
weight and so forth. So for
Mm.
him, we doing the running. Of course, at first I couldn't make these long jogging miles like him.
Mm.
Till when I got my wings now, I was like, I can run fast now. Run
Right.
fast and gone. And then one day, running and I heard footsteps behind me, and I'm like, this. I don't normally hear the footsteps behind me, but
Mm.
run again, and I hear the footsteps again. I'm gonna look back, I'm gonna see my laugh.
Mm.
So stuff like this, you take lightly, but it's for him to show you that
Right.
it's not that I can't run with you. I
Yeah.
just let you go, But sometimes the race is not for the swift.
Very true.
Right.
So things like these,
Because
things like these he will teach me. But like I said, he knows how to get me mentally. So it's stuff like that where it just strengthen you. And I was the eldest, so
Okay.
I'm Mr. Set the example. That's
Mm.
so of all of that. In various ways, my brothers as well took on music. The one that
Mm.
follows me, he's actually a producer.
Okay.
okay.
And the brother who follows, he can sing too, but I'm just the side. I leave that to you.
Mm. 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 Sharon.
Are your brothers here or are they still in Jamaica?
One of my brothers is here, the producer. He's here,
Mhm.
and the third one that follows, he's in Jamaica. Yeah, he's doing
Okay.
big things. Doing big things down there. Work for Bank of Jamaica.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Very nice. Yes. And that's the
You
youngest
know,
brother. So when you graduated high school, what was your decision making when you graduated high school, right? Did you think to yourself, I'm going to pursue this music, or was you looking to do something else while you're pursuing music?
graduating high school. Even before that, I was actually in the studio and rubbed shoulders with some people down there. So I
Okay.
actually recorded songs in Jamaica
Oh.
for
Songs that you wrote.
yeah. It's I would say that I'm actually going back and discovering records with me and Mad Andrew, and
Oh
so
wow.
as we were in the same around. Mad Andrew actually lived next door to us, and Mad Andrew
Right.
pretty much wrote all Red Rat songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Very talented individual he is.
Oh my God, immense.
Yeah.
And here goes basketball again, because YMCA in Jamaica, I used to see him when I was playing basketball out there. He used to play too, but not really.
Okay.
On the side, everybody a crowd around him. And I was wondering what was going on. It was the songs that he was writing that everybody was excited about.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he always has a little bit of humor and everything to his writing skills.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
The creme de la creme.
I'm telling you. And even down to his mannerisms you hear on records, Because you hear, there's a point in time in a 90s dancehall when they used to say, let me tell you something, father. When they just talk like this,
Yeah.
it was his style. So all of these styles is him,
Right.
So sometimes we would get to the studio, and I did like a couple of songs with I did one with actually Sly and Robbie, but then I was like young, 15, 16, still
Right.
in high school, still,
Mm.
playing guitars, doing the talent shows, and just anything that I could be around. We actually got into Jeremy Hardin's studio, and
Oh wow.
Jeremy Hardin.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it's funny, that was before what's his name? Sean Paul actually bust off big. He was part of the Dirty Cup crew.
Right.
So, we were recording and he was around. So, Hawkeye, that type of crew. So we're pretty much like back and forth with all of who was actually breaking out.
Mm-hmm.
So, Maranjo knew Red Rat's brother,
Right.
Clarity, who was actually part of that Monster Shot crew. So it's like all of those guys together. We'd be at
Right,
the
right.
rehearsals, we'd be recording. You know,
Mm.
so doors were opening, so to speak, as we were
Right,
walking through some of them.
right. That's interesting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it is. It's around. It's another
It's
blessing.
kind of like it was paving the way for his
It
future.
was. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So yeah, man. And then coming here to the States now, it was just dropping into college, you know, and I was like, because economics was like my major.
Mm.
And I was like, all right, let me pursue this as well. But there's always the feeling of trying to do music. Like music kept calling you.
Mm.
So I did my minor in music theory, but at the same time,
Mm.
doing that, we did all of the talent shows that were here. Everything you see in the Village Voice.
Mm.
know?
So
Oh
leaving
God.
Jamaica was intentional.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, you know, and just the opportunities that was here because prior to like in the later 90s now, like I would hear all of the CDs and the music
Mm.
from these people. I'm like, wow, like I think maybe I can try my hat at, you know, getting in that environment. So
Yeah,
that's pretty much what
yeah.
happened.
Okay. Yeah. Continue, Sharon.
Yeah, and what year though? What year did you come here?
I came here at 18.
No, what year did you come
What
to the
year?
States?
Oh, sorry, 98.
Oh, 98. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
98.
And did you come by yourself, or your mom and
No,
dad came?
no, my mom was already here.
Okay.
Mom was already here, so you know.
Hmm.
And then from there,
Okay.
she filed for us, so we came over. Me and my brother.
Oh,
The the
nice.
the
Okay.
last little brother, he stayed in Jamaica.
Mm.
Okay.
So, you know, when we
Okay.
came here, she was like, "Yo, you guys just need to go straight into college. Don't even think about this." You know, she
Mm.
definitely tried to take the distractions away from us,
Right.
Yes,
and that
that was
that really,
98. Yes.
yeah, late
Mm.
98. So, you know, just a bit out of the craziness. So I guess they said like we missed all of the madness from before.
Yeah, because you jumped right into it. Yeah, trust me, I know what I get it. I know what
With
it's like.
great catch them while they young, right?
Yeah.
Well, this
Yeah.
is true too, but since coming to at 18 years old, it'd be too easy. There was too many
Mm.
distractions back then.
Mm.
You know what I mean? In the States, there's a lot going on. So your mom did good,
Yeah,
but
man.
you're still able to do what you got to do. So God bless mommy, yeah.
Yeah, man.
God bless her.
Yeah, man. So
She
from
know what
there,
she was doing.
yeah, man. So there, and just choir, singing in choirs, because you know at that point in time, we couldn't afford a vocal coach. So
Mm.
choir was my vocal coach, along with listening to recordings like every day. You know, there's a
Mm.
few other artists who kind of. I was just mainly searching for those that have that type of voice like mine.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know,
Mm.
or somebody says, you know, Red Rat's brother
Yeah.
Joy. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
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 Local authority now.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you, Beverly. Yes.
Thank you, Beverly.
And mm.
Yeah, man. So it's stuff like that where, you know, just kind of cultivating as much as I could.
What was the culture like as opposed to being in Jamaica? What were the things you find or you found you struggled with?
Well, I dropped into the Bronx, so it was a little bit hard to find like even though the culture is there, it's like where you don't want to say
Mm.
where is the party, but where is the network and you know
Right.
all
Yes.
of these things. So
Right.
from there, I just kind of had to search. You know, I ended up finding other people who did music. Red Rat, not Red Rat, Broke Up,
Mm.
another artist
Okay.
as well,
Yeah. Okay.
and I connected with him.
Mm.
You know, and he already
Well,
Broke Up is like this guy have a million and thousand ideas in his head, and he just want to execute immediately. You know,
Mm.
but it kind of teaches you a little bit of the business. So you know, from there doors are opening and you're getting deals too and all of that stuff.
Mm.
So stuff like that started to happen.
Right. So were you in college or
Yeah.
uni?
Still in college.
Okay, and what are you studying or studying to become?
Oh, now you mean no? I finished college already.
Okay, so what did you study to become?
Um, Economics and finance as well.
Economics. So
And
how
then
you're able to juggle music with economics? Is that something which is easy or does it come natural?
it's on it music actually helped me through because
Mm,
somehow it's like when you just see numbers and all of that stuff for the whole day, like you can't concentrate. So
mm,
me doing music and even doing choir as well just helped to ground me.
mm,
So even studying, the music room where nobody seemed to be, and I'm like, okay, because I went to Baruch College,
right.
Oh,
so
brilliant. Yeah.
it's a business school, so
Yes.
there's there's not a lot of people in the music department,
Right.
so
Mm,
that's where I'd find refuge. You know.
right. So where did your love for different kind of genres of music come from? Because I listen to your music and I find I wouldn't say in a class by itself, but it's you can see you have a love for all genres of music when you listen to your brand of music. Where does that stem from?
It's funny you ask. During my time in college, I would be in the libraries just soaking up as much as I could.
Mm,
Because I did music theory as my minor, is like what interests me is like what goes into songs. So,
right.
the one on 42nd Street, then you would be able to see the sheet music because they
Mm,
would move them from Lincoln Center when Lincoln Center that time was restructuring. They would
right.
Yeah.
shift the sheet music back and forth. So I was able to sit down and analyze like what was going on in the song.
Mm,
So
oh,
that's really where the love, like how did a classical piece,
mm,
do this, or how did even a soca song end up doing this versus like
mhm.
a reggae, you know? I was
Yeah.
more drawn to R&B certain ways because I was like, oh, maybe my voice fits that texture.
Right.
But outside of that, there's so much to learn from all of
Mm,
these genres of music. I'm
right. Right.
I'm a student of just music in general. That's
Okay.
that's
Right. Yeah, and I realize you have a great body of work out there, to select from. I tried to sweep up as many as I could, you know. But even though you're into economics, I love the fact that you've been able to get a steady uh, maybe group of work, that people can select from. I want
nice.
to play some of those songs as we go along and as we have our conversations with you. Uh, Before I do that, what process did you take in order to move into your first step of going professional? What was your first step?
Um, the first step, because the music that I have now actually had an album before this,
Oh,
and it was a deal that I ended up working on with some guys where it took 4 years of work to do
mm,
one album. It was 17 songs. It was
okay.
a very grueling
Oh,
process.
I'm about to say that's grueling.
Yeah,
More
but
than grueling.
I learned a whole lot about myself during that time.
We're
So
not talking about the Young Heart album, are we?
no, it was an album before Young Heart.
Ah,
Yeah, there was one called Yaad Abroad.
okay.
So, we had some really great songs on there.
Mm,
So
I want to
you know,
find that.
it's out there. The situation kind of got a little tough between me and the
mm,
guys. Once you get to the deal part, it
mm,
fell through. But
okay.
the journey was really amazing. It took me some time to detox from
Mm,
all of that. So Young Heart was really me saying, okay, what have I learned
mm,
through this time? And knock heads with a really great producer named Dre Teggs,
okay.
Bronx.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
it's like he's young, but him just have that older soul, and as a Jamaican himself, him understand the music. So,
Yeah.
and he's also multi-genred as well. So when I would go there and I would tell him like, yo, most of the times it's the writing process is different. Is usually going there saying, this is what I want to say, you know, can you help me to get there? So a lot of the times that's how the process really is, you know.
Right.
And however we get there, like Talk is Cheap was me getting in the studio saying, I don't even know, like, I know how I feel. So I would like to express how I feel, you know? There's the questions of me asking him, like, yo, like, you sure that right? Like, should I sing this high? Or, you know, meanwhile, he's not saying nothing to me. He's like, yo, just go how you feel, you know?
Right.
Towards the end now, going back the following week and hearing him like produce everything, everybody's like, yo. So this was a network now saying, yo, look what you create, you know. Meanwhile, he's not saying nothing to me, you know, because we're on the journey for doing Young Heart, the album, where I was telling him like, all right, these songs, if you see the album cover, is the face of my son.
Yeah.
Who's on there is me trying to explain to him like things that he would encounter in his life. That's really what I came to say in that album. And along with it, what's funny is the idea itself of Young Heart came from Taras Riley's song called Young Heart.
Okay.
You know, which is a combination of like music from the 70s where they kind of hyper sample it and him singing on top. And I was like, hey, you know, and sometimes like part of my writing process as well is sometimes I will say a line in a song that shows what song I'm listening to in the song, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I get it, yeah.
in Talk is Cheap, I said, baby, we can be inseparable, just you and me. So
Yeah.
Inseparable is Dennis Brown's song. You know?
Inseparable, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's the feeling I'm feeling saying. You know?
Right.
So little things like those I will put in there and hope that, you know, at some point in time people will catch on to some of like what was said.
Well, you did something great because I'm a lover of acoustics, right? And you did Talk is Cheap in acoustic style, which made me listen to that song even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that particular track. I'm just going to play a couple of bars. Anybody who wants to purchase this album, it's called Young Heart. It's on iTunes and all digital stores. So check it out. We're just going to play a couple of bars.
Can you walk around the world with me? We can live our lives together. Some say dreams come true. All I see is me and you, sharing our lives together. We can grow from old to rich, loving our lives, never switch from the people we are, unless we grow in love. Time is cheap and it can't compare to when I really just squeeze you tight. When my arms feel weak and I want to retreat, I really just squeeze you right. All the times we share when it's hard out there, nothing compares to you. Talk is sweet and it can't compare to when I really just hold you tight, baby. Before they could be sharing our lives.
Love it. Now that song reminds me. I don't know if it's of Teddy Pendergrass. Is it Teddy Pendergrass? You know it's what I'm talking about, right?
I think you're talking about TKO.
Say?
Love TKO.
Hey, Love TKO.
Love TKO. That's it.
Yes. Okay. I never thought about that. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
You never heard that before?
Who, me?
Imagine.
Yeah.
No, I
yeah,
didn't.
all right. You never heard that.
Man,
Well,
I never thought about that.
that's why I know that you're a lover of music, of different genres of music, you know, because you can see it in the music that you're producing for yourself. It's almost like you're towing a fine line between keeping it hardcore and keeping it, what's the other word? Commercial. You know what I mean?
Commercial.
Because
Commercial. Yeah.
now you're on the right track to, like for instance, your music could hit Billboard, right? If you just find the right track to bust you out there. You know what I mean? And I think it's masterful what you do because you're able to keep a certain listenership attached to you while giving them a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Sharon, come in, man.
Yeah, it's the versatility for me because again,
That's the
when
word.
I saw him, yeah, it's the versatility that I saw in him when he was doing the songs. Doing
Mm.
it was cover songs, but it was of different genres of music, and he excelled at all of them. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, wait, who is this guy again? Like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? It's his versatility that makes him who he is as an artist because he can jump from genre to genre, but still keeping the foundation. There's a foundation in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That foundation is grounded. You can't change it. And
Yeah.
that's what I liked about him. He still has this rootsy feel, but the poise in his voice just it shows the individual has he's learned a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Go back to his words, he found out who he was. You know who you are and what you're capable of. That's beauty in you.
Yeah.
Right, B? When you discover who you are as an artist, how you express yourself speaks volumes, and no matter what you're singing.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's what you do. Yeah, that's what you've been doing. So yeah, man. Like
what did you want to provide to I mean, you're coming into an industry which is finding itself in a lot of hot water right now. So coming into the industry, what is it that you deliberately wanted to provide to the masses?
For me, it's I want to bring back a feeling. To me, it's like this is even why I wrote Talk is Cheap. Talk is Cheap is actually a hug.
Right.
yeah.
It's
Yes.
there's no words. It's just like,
Yeah.
you say so much with words that sometimes just the feeling of somebody or something translates more. So sometimes for me, it's bring it back to like that the feeling of it where you can say less words and just it if it feels right, it will translate. Like for me, like I did Temperature as one of my more recent songs, and that was just really simple. It's been said, even what's some good thing going, my guy said it right, she raised my temperature by 3 degrees, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. Love the way you make my temperature rise, love the way you make my heart feel, So what I was exploring in that one was kind of using my voice in a specific way. On the song, like I heard more of like horns played a certain way. So I'm like, let me see if I can translate some of that in my voice. So so along with that, hearts taking over, so hearts taking over, love's taking over. So it's like something like that where it just kind of bounce on the track differently.
Right.
So most of the times I'm studying all that, I'm like, all right, I'm sure they will feel this, but how can I translate the feeling as best as I can? So that's really my thing. I'm a definitely just love to see people who hear your music and just stop and listen and be like, yo, you don't even necessarily, because nowadays the younger generation show your appreciation differently. So before people would be like, yo, nowadays it's like, yeah, you bumped it. But to them that means a lot, So
Yes.
it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, it's just understanding. That's really what I want to bring back, the feeling.
The feeling which has definitely been lost in the industry, especially when you compare and contrast, where it used to be to where it is today. You know, you only have to say, and a few moments later, and everything
Mhm.
go wild.
Yeah.
It's like, where did we lose it? Like, man and woman not dancing in a dance hall together no longer. When did we lose that? I used to remember we had house parties, right? And there would always be a section when we used to have these little blues parties. My dad was a party, whatever. Every other month, he was holding a party, and you sit down, you watch the elders band. They'll be playing some slow beats, and then my dad will be dancing with his wife. All his friends will be dancing with their wife, slow down, and I'm just sitting there watching this stuff, and I'm like, okay, at a certain hour of the day, they're playing certain music, and we became accustomed to that, which we call here in the UK wallpaper music, right?
Mm.
When you play them slow, cool, and deadly dance there, where
I rub off the wallpaper.
your butt not moving, and all that's moving is your waistline.
Yeah.
Jesus, I miss all that, you
Mm.
know. And it's nice to see that you're trying to bring that flavor back in your own kind of unique way. You know, I think it's masterful. Sharon, don't let
I
me
think
out
he
there.
does it. Yeah, I know. But you see, I knew he'd be that type of person who just want to talk to all the time. But
Yeah, yeah.
let me say that he's bringing that back, that feel back, but in a more modern way,
Mm,
right? He's bringing the modern spin on all of that. So I want to go back to something that you said because I think it's important for people to. Because when we do these shows, people, when people go back and look, they'll see you are a real person and you go through your struggles as well. When you were with the group for 4 years to do that album, let me ask you, did you write all the songs that you did for this album? I anticipate you did, right?
I
You
did,
wrote the
yeah.
songs, your lyrics,
Oh,
and
you mean the
produced
one with the one
the music.
before, or this
The
one?
one before, no, the one before, when you were with
Oh
the
no,
guys, yeah, for the
I didn't write all of those. I wrote some.
okay,
I
you wrote
wrote.
some of those songs. And
Mm.
were you able to what you wrote? Do you have are you in control of that music or like where are those now?
Those songs were. I'm not in control of them.
mm.
So what they did was they shelved that album and
Okay.
Mm,
went on a whole campaign of pulling stuff down. We actually did something for Team Jamaica back then when Jamaica
okay.
was the Olympics.
Mm,
Yeah.
They tore down everything that was out there. They went on a let me pull everything down campaign afterwards because we just
mm.
couldn't
Oh
agree.
wow.
Yeah, but
Mm,
it was too late because the album actually got ripped. So people had already put it on all the blogs and it's still out there. That one
Wow.
was called Yaad Abroad.
Okay.
So what happened is it
so
was mainly from them writing and coming to me and saying, how can we translate this? This is how it started.
Mm.
I would get lyrics, and since they weren't too good at coming up with melodies, I would present the melodies. Or sometimes they would have an idea, and then like for example, one of the songs was like, guy came and said he wrote it. Said if I didn't ask him, say what you want, what you know, so stuff like that. And I'm
Mm.
like, okay, so what I'm hearing from you is, if I didn't ask you to let me know what you want, would you let
Mm.
me know what you need? Would you talk to me? So,
Mm.
then we have a producer come in and build a track
Mm.
around what we were singing,
Mm.
right.
you know. So there were glimmers of, and a song like that, Sharon actually took 3 months,
Okay.
you know. And towards the end, it was a fight between me and the producer.
Mm.
You know, he's trying. There's a whole lot of internal struggle going on, and
Mm.
Mm,
he got to the bridge and he's like, "Yo, just do what you want to know." So I get the chance to do what me want to do. Behind
Mm.
the microphone, there's tears coming down because I was like, finally, I get the chance to just be myself,
Mm.
you know.
Mm.
yeah.
And at the end of it, even my vocal coach, I was working with a vocal coach then, heard it. He's like, man, like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Because I feel it. And I was like, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So, after that, I was like, all right, good. I learned all of this stuff. The songs are great. Them shelf it. Let me move on now. And then
Mm-hmm.
Young Heart, where, I met this guy actually at a live show, the producer. And it was something in Yonkers he was playing. And Sharon, you hear somebody playing a horn section on piano, and it sound like a real organ section, a real horn section. I'm like, this don't make no sense,
Mm.
So I got to him, I'm like, yo, So I'm say, yeah, I couldn't believe it. Some have a studio, I say, whatever, and everybody have studio. Did
Mm.
not know that this young guy definitely taking things seriously. The very first song we did was Be There, because it's me learning with him. Like,
Mm.
we go from shows and the studio back and forth. So that's how we end up with saying, from the shows to the studio, you should know. So I'm living the life of not being there for my son and my wife.
Mm.
So it's like I'm trying to tell her, like, hey, don't worry, I'll be there. For now,
Mm.
I have to
Mm.
do it this way, and music is the journey.
Yeah.
Like that. It's just telling the truth of my life along with the feeling too as well.
Right. 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 And being able to tell it in your own way
Yeah.
counts a lot, doesn't it? You
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
And I know what you're talking about, especially when you're working with a certain, whether it's engineer or whoever, and you have a difference of opinion, and something don't sound right, or it does sound right, and he said no, it sounds wrong, and you have to that tug of war can be very, very serious,
Yeah. And
but
it
I find the key is really just stepping away from the music at least for an hour, which is what we always used to do. We used to step away from the mixing and the so on, and then we'll come back to it. And what I was saying was maybe this was off key or whatever it is. He gets back and it's like, oh my God, I see what you're saying, Turnstile. You know what I mean? And it's
yes.
like, there you go. Sometimes the key is just stepping away for a
Mhm.
few minutes or an hour or so, and then you'll be able to hear it with a fresh pair of ears. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So, and that
Yeah.
way is sentence star is where I am now, with the freedom of being able to listen now and be like, you know.
Mm.
First, I have to convince myself
Mm-hmm.
of what I'm listening to, because I'm actively listening to myself. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So if I believe in what I'm doing, I hope people believe as well.
Are you self-critical of yourself?
All the time,
Oh,
very
you could
much.
tell. Oh, you
How
tell he is
badly?
very.
How bad?
He is. He is. He is.
It,
Yeah,
yeah, it tends
very bad.
I, I would I would I would say that there's at least one or two albums bad.
Oh
Yeah,
Jesus! I got
Whoa.
you.
So it's coming back into
Right,
it.
right.
Like, for instance, again, like, there's a song I'm working on now called "Closer to You,"
Okay.
and even just the rhythm of in itself, like, I'm trying to make sure it translates well.
Mm, mm,
I know
mm.
the hook is closer to you. Me want to get closer to you. Closer
Right.
to you than higher. But it's the inside melodies now, and then I step back again, and I'm like, all right. Before I get there, I know
Mm.
that you make my love I feel much better. You know,
Right.
that
Mm-hmm.
good feeling when you're around. So, even that
Mhm.
round, you catch all of that.
Mm.
So I say, all right, I know where that's going, leading to the chorus. But
Right.
what come before that now? you know? So
Right.
this is like months and weeks and even years,
Right.
you know?
How long does it take you to pretty much finalize a single?
Finalize a single, It takes a while.
Mm.
Actually, some of the singles that I released not too long ago was
Mhm.
actually from a project I was working on called Throw Forward.
Okay.
It's really throwback, but we always say forward. So
Oh,
I'm
actually,
kind of still kind of grappling with the album concept. But
right, right,
so those type of songs like Disco Grooves, Get Here was like one where it's like, all right,
right.
this reminds me of a roller rink, you know.
Mm.
So I was like, man, and I took control and just produced the tracks myself this time.
Right,
It was me stepping out saying, all right, let me produce something for myself now.
right. Why disco grooves? What was it about disco grooves?
I wanted to explain that we actually have a roller rink in Jamaica,
Mm.
So we actually did actually incorporate that in reggae music as well.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Skateland in Kingston is somewhere where all of the big set them used to string up in the 80s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to say like, yo, this is part of our culture too.
That's pretty true, because I've heard some sounds even playing Spice Girls. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, So if you go back on the internet,
Real.
you'll see Cocotti and all of these guys. That was Skateland where people are skate,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the DJ them come do the music too. So I was trying to hint at that to be like, all right, we start from here, but
Mm.
I would like to show you that roller rink and that using all of that stuff is part of our culture as well.
Right.
Yes,
I'm just gonna
yes,
play.
yes.
I'm just gonna play a few bars of disco grooves, and then Sharon's gonna take over. I love the sound.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, okay. Ha! Got my disco shoes, I'm ready to let loose and throw down. Ha! Everybody from the front to the back, so you know it's a showdown. Ha! Disco moves, I'm ready to let loose and throw down. Ha! Everybody from the front to the back, so you know it's a showdown. Ha! So we're winning this year. Woo! Everything we touch just turned to gold, so we're planning this year to take the trophy and hit the floor. Make our dancing speak. Happy feet will love to lose control. There's a reason to dance. So take every plan you have and throw it through the door. You got one life to live, and insanity's worth much more.
Well, sir, Jamaican artist, this are US artist.
I said, CM Summer.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
That's
Love it.
versatility
Yeah,
right
man.
there.
Big thanks.
Yeah,
Booyaka. Go ahead, Sharon.
that's versatility right there. I was looking at some of the pictures on the album. So with that track, there's another one that I heard. Oh my God. Is it Tell Me About Be There?
Be there.
When you got Be There, because he's got a video for that one, 10 star. So Be There. Tell me about Be There.
Mm.
Yeah, so be there again was just trying to explain and just let them know like I'm coming home to you, and we all have to work and do these things. So this is the musical journey that I'm on. So just understand that it kind of rough out there, and explain a little bit of it, and just trying to say just bear with me as I go out there on this musical journey, and I'm coming home to you guys. So don't worry. When you wake up, I'll be there. And it's just to answer some of the questions from my son as well. Wake up in the morning, like, oh, I see daddy, but he didn't know that daddy was up last night doing a stage show,
Mm.
or doing any type of thing like that. So there's the moments where he doesn't see me now. So this was it. Me just trying to explain, and hopefully explain to my wife as well, like, yo, this is what we're doing. It's rough, I'd bring her along to as many things as I can.
Mm.
So we used to do New York City Marathon as well, and post up with my band there as well. We used to close out the leg in Brooklyn.
Mm.
It's like that they would come to, because you cheer on the runners and let the runners do all of these things. So all of these things are just a combination.
I'll tell you what. Let's see if we can play that particular. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can. You
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Okay. Good.
yeah.
Good. Good. All right. Sit ya. All right. Let's see if we can play this.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Freeze up, because
Yeah, it goes up there a little bit. Yeah,
I,
this is
I
good.
think it's pulling too many resources,
Ah,
from the computer itself for me to be able to actually play it. But yeah, go ahead, Sean.
yeah, you just explained about that, but what I grown to know about you, because I said I know him, I've met him, but knowing who you are, what I'm loving and hearing is the simple fact that he's out there doing these shows. Your
Mm-hmm.
wife and your son, you're making sure that they know it's work, I'm doing that. So important
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many artists, older and younger, out on the road. I've been noticing of recent, a lot of them will bring some of their wives are pregnant and they will pull them up on the stage to kiss my wife. It's acknowledging
Yeah.
your family as well. You're making them a part of it and you're making the crowd, I'm acknowledging. That's important. It should have been done years ago because a lot of these people, a lot of these artists would hide that. You know what I'm saying? They're hiding the fact that they have that life, but it shows you as a real person doing
Mm.
everything that you're doing and being out on the road and doing these shows because I know you me know that. All over the
Mm.
place. You know what I'm saying? He's all over. But the acknowledgement of your family, that's one of the most beautiful things that you can possibly imagine. That is the importance of it all is. Where a lot of the young ones out there who just say, "Oh, my dad's gone." I mean, I'm going, yeah, you say he's singing or blah blah blah. But when you make them up, you've made your son a part of what you're doing. You don't have to actually always be there, but you made him a part.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing part of parenting. That is so important. I'm sure you see that for yourself. That's how some of these kids get lost. You know what I mean? Their dads or maybe the moms got to take off and do whatever they had to do to make lives better for them. But the kids get lost in the source. But you've chosen to your family is aware
Mm-hmm.
through your music, bringing them
Mm.
along. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say, 10 Star? You see how things just get misconstrued, or the kids might think to themselves that, hey, you don't care, but you're
Yeah.
showing that. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. It really, really is. It really is. And so I'll take this one for me. I gotta hold on. Let me mute for a second. Go ahead, 10 Star.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, in terms of where you see your career in music, where do you see it from this day forward? Moving forward, knowing what's going on. I know we briefly touched on it, but where do you see the industry right now, and where do you see your placement in the industry?
Well, I hope 10 Star to bring it more to a larger audience.
Mm.
So, more live shows. This is something that I absolutely love.
Mm.
Love performing live.
Yeah.
So a lot of that, and just doing more music. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of even getting your music promoted in this new digital era or age that we find ourselves, how are you finding that? Is that as easy as it seems, or that does it come with its trials and tribulations?
Yeah, it's a lot of trials and tribulations with that part.
Mm.
This is that is the part where for me, like, I think it definitely need more help.
Mm.
Just wearing so many hats as a musician.
Mm.
This is a new wave now for artists, where artists just do everything. It's
Right.
this
That's
is where
true.
it's so hard, you know.
Mm. Mm.
So then if you're doing marketing and then you're promoting and you're doing
Mm.
all of that
Mm.
stuff. I've seen like what happens when you're a part of label or someone acting in the form of a label.
Mm.
Mm.
That has worked in some sense, like I said before. That was what was good about the guys I was working with.
Right.
But then what was bad is the back end of the business now wasn't
Mm.
taken care of properly. So
Right.
that was a tug of war that was going on. So for now, I'm like, all right, when I do perform live, think that things are slightly different. So you wear
Mm.
that hat, in terms of marketing, it just moves a little bit slower
Right.
in my estimation, and it just takes more time. It's funny now you see artists who have been out for 10 years just to get discovered now,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know,
Right.
and then you go back
That's
and you're
right.
like, wait,
Yeah.
it never used to take so long. But then when
Yeah.
you have so much more artists and a lot more music to consume,
That's it.
longer. You just have to buckle up and just go for the long haul.
Mm.
And
So how do you because I'm pretty sure when you use the studios, you've got to pay, studio time and everything else. So you're pumping money into, but what are you getting back from the digital sales? And this is something that I continue to ask a lot of people is like, are you able to sustain yourself? Because if you're not getting nothing back and you're not getting the shows to perform to at least balance halfway, then I find myself asking individuals, what are you doing it for? Because the
Mm.
game has shifted heavily.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because if you're not performing, and this is why I like groups like Steel Pulse.
mm,
It's like they don't release albums every year, but you'll find out that if you're looking at album sales or whatever it is, yeah, they have a few albums out there, right? But if you're taking it from a year to year perspective, right, they're
mm,
not releasing albums every year. I think the last
Nope.
album they released was about 5 years ago. So,
hmm
so when you check the last albums they do, how have they been able to stay relevant? And that's because they've been touring. They're
yeah,
so relevant that they tour every. I can even say every second of the day. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that becomes so relevant. Now the thing is, how are you able to provide that for yourself now to get yourself a fan base? You know what I mean?
yeah. It's funny you mentioned that, Ten Star, because prior to the pandemic,
Hmm.
I actually had my own band where we were doing mostly originals. So the plan with that was to release merchandise and bring that to the
Mm.
shows. And even myself recently, I've gotten more into vinyl.
Okay.
So
Oh, yes.
for me,
Whew.
Is
then
that really making a comeback?
it's
That's what
funny.
I told you it was.
It
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 is.
almost kind of like it never really left. But
Ah,
the thing is, the truth is, some songs are just not in digital media form.
right,
Right.
right.
So like for me, like going back and discover albums from Barris that I don't find them.
Yeah,
Find them on
yeah.
vinyl, and you hear songs that Barris was doing before the reggae, because people
Yes. That's
love
right.
Soul
that.
music.
Right, right.
Even
So then
so.
you go
Mhm.
back, even same with Antimasia
Yeah,
too. Like you go back and you're like,
Yeah.
you know,
for real,
like,
for real.
Mhm.
so for me, like I was thinking that this kind of felt like I'm the only one doing it, and you go back and no, it's
Right,
been done so many times before,
right.
but as time goes by, you see what the audience wants or
That's
gravitate
right.
towards,
That's right.
and
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Okay. Sharon,
Yes, sir. So,
before
do you
we
want to go back
round
to
up,
what? Yeah.
mhm,
Oh, I thought you were going to say something before we round up. What we going to say?
No. I was just saying before we round up. Yeah.
I want to say real quick though. I just want to say quick that when he gets famous, right? When Nando gets in the big stages, right? I'm telling you right now. I'm saying it on live here. I sang on the stage with him. That night has felt. You know, like, oh,
look at you.
Listen. Back when I did my little
It's a
money
matter of
songs,
when you get there, because it's going to happen.
And it was recent. Yeah, it's when that happens. I'll be like, oh, Nando, I was on the stage with him.
Oh man, Sharon, that's the place, man. Trust me. It was a good time up there, man.
Did Sharon sing or what did she do on stage?
She sang.
Oh, she sang.
Yeah, I sang.
What?
Yeah, man. 10 stars, trust me, man.
Go on, Sharon.
Oh, God. I did. When he
So good.
Yes, because I think I respect the fact with the artists, male artists who can hit those falsettos and all of that, right? That's me all day. That's me all day. I can notes. Sure, I know you with that. That's me. Soprano, right? So, yeah. So I wanted to go do a little something, so I did.
Yeah, man. Trust me, man. Sound good, man.
So now when I hit the note, let me tell you real quick. When I hit the note, because it was always a thing, it was always a request. When we was playing out, Cool Out song was always a request because Junior Mervin's high, the notes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, nah, man, you have to do what you have to do, Junior Mervin. So every time you hit that note, I'm like, bye. So when I hit the note, Cool Out son, I remember like, why go on, Sharon? Yeah, man, you did it. Whoa, Sharon. So yeah, that was my little encouragement. Oh my God, it was so funny.
Right.
Out there. But yes, Mr. Nando, I'm so happy you came on the show because when people when they come on our shows, this is your timestamp you were here, the timestamp that you told us who you are, what you're about. And I love this. You'll be happy. Trust me, you'll be happy with this. And just knowing that when I saw you and I saw this talent, I said, this guy is destined for big things because your thought process is very different than most. You know what I'm saying? You have an agenda. You have an agenda and you're setting a certain precedence in yourself to do the right thing, produce the right music, say the right things, say the right words. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how long you get there, it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to get there, I should say, because everybody has there's a time and place. And I think that we're in a society now where everybody's doing their thing. Let's put it that way. Everybody them have them got something to come out, but that's not longevity music. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's not. For artists like yourself and many others that we've interviewed, even we was talking to Warrior King, and he hasn't strayed from who he was, and the same could be said about you. When you're writing and you're putting music out there, you're going to stay in one trajectory, and that is positive, feel-good music. It will be needed. It's going to be needed. It's going to be sought after. We have the Beres Hammonds, we have the Freddie McGregors, we have all of them. Then there's the new generation to continue. Who continues that legacy? It's not like we're going to keep the same songs, but with the newer artists, you want more music.
Yes.
For myself and 10 Star, we always want feel-good music. We want it all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's an inspiration to us. It inspires us all to be like, wow. In the age where mental health is concerned, your music will matter.
Yeah.
It's going to matter.
Yep.
It's a big deal for us. we do our mental health shows once a month, right? We're steadfast on that. So when we meet artists like you, who's doing this amazing music, your music will matter.
Thanks.
What you're writing is that feel good. Somebody, you know, a person could be in a state of depression and that one song come on, you know. We've all been there. That one song will come on when you least expect it and you're like, damn, yeah, it's a wake-up call for you. So you matter. Your music matters, man. So I'm very proud of what you're doing. I'm very happy for you. I really am. And I could just see where it's going. And you, again, it don't matter how long, your time is your time.
Give thanks, man. Give thanks.
I mean, no, said me was on the stage with one time.
10 Star, trust me, have a great time, man. Have a great
time. I can imagine.
Cool out sun, man. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Sharon's becoming quite a party animal, isn't she?
Well, we're not partying. I mean, listen, I will attend things that's worthy of my attention. I don't just go there. That don't mean nothing to me. Party. No.
Right.
Music is so important to me that when I see an artist like, I don't sometimes understand and watch. But in Nando's case, I had to dance. I didn't care who else was dancing. Me, I had to get up and dance because he made you move. And if that's what trust me. With all these beautiful songs you have on your website, I'm like, yeah, that's feel good music. You want to dance, it feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
give thanks.
now it helps that you have a husband for a musician. Of course, well, you know, Elliot's wicked, and he's wicked.
Trust me.
And yeah, 10 Star, because you know Elliot was playing drums, right? And no rehearsals. There was no rehearsal.
Right. It's in his DNA.
Elliot Locking, man. Trust me. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Yes.
The rolls are my everything dropping right, man. 10 Star. And it was crazy because the drummer who played with us sometime, like he came.
Yes, he was
there. He was there afterwards, and you know, like you can see, he's like, he must say, "No, man, I'm good, man. Make him do it."
Yeah.
Yeah. We're pull him up and say like, "Yo, you come sing a song now, cause no, you get the chance to sing and somebody else play." It was so good.
Right.
It was. It was a really nice time. It was a really, really nice time. And I have to say, like yourself, you're old soul, you are old spirit. Elliot is the same way when it comes to music. Keep it up. If you hear the production,
he has got that old soul feel to him, right? Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from. It is in his DNA. Just like 10 Star said, Nando, if you hear his music, because 10 Star knows what I'm talking about, you would never believe. You'd be like, wait, who produced that? And he played all the instruments.
Wow.
Right.
You have to come check out. He's wicked. We have a studio here.
I think
we have
I
a
saw
studio here in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yes, the pictures. Yeah, he built that.
Mad.
Elliot built that.
I love what I heard, man. I definitely love what I heard on Instagram, because I think him to post some stuff up there.
Yeah, he did post some stuff. You haven't heard anything, because if you like, so who's on there? There's catalogs.
Wow.
There's catalogs. So again, when we see artists like you, I'm like, come up, bro. You come here up here in Jersey. You come.
Yeah.
Come.
Definitely.
It's here for you. It's here for you. It's here for you for real.
Thanks, man. Definitely will.
Yeah. So on that note, I have to say once more, it's been a pleasure.
Same here. Thank you so much.
And we've learned so much about you, and just knowing you are now on here, people gonna know who you are.
Oh, thank you.
And every time a single drops, you better let us know, because we're gonna push it too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Definitely. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right, Star? We 100% all for you too.
Oh yes.
Promos. 10 stars, the king of the little promos. You know what I'm saying? Let's do our something. And he's going to
Man,
split it. So
yeah,
we
man.
support you.
I heard
We
a promo
support you.
really I done for this. It sounded so good, man. I was like, what?
Yes, I
Yeah.
thought you, yes, I
So,
thought you'd be
love it,
very
man.
happy. Yeah, he did good. Yeah.
Respect. Mm.
Love it.
And that's what it's about is being able to support those who are making great music, and ensure that they're being heard in any little way we can. You know what I mean? Because we believe in the industry. Even though
We
it's
do.
going through a tug of war, and we need people who believe in themselves, people like yourself. You know what I mean? And you're taking it in a particular direction, which I like. It has its place. You know what I mean? It's only a
That's it.
matter of time before you hit the billboard and you say, "Yo, get your suit 10 star." I've been
I
Be
nominated for a Grammy.
give thanks, man. Yeah,
You
man.
know? I may even come with a 3-piece suit. Who knows?
listen.
I
He
mean,
coming. Yes, he will fly up here. Just so you know, 10 Star and I are school friends, right? I went to school in England, so we grew up together.
oh,
And that's
wow.
my star.
Yeah,
Our
Wow.
birthdays are like 2 days apart, so we're almost the
No
same
way.
person.
yeah, yeah,
Damn. Damn.
yeah.
Man.
But
Yeah.
it's been an absolute pleasure having you on this show.
Yeah, man.
Um, Big respect to Sharon for saying, "Man, I found this guy, and boy, is he bad." Never stop hearing it.
Oh, man. Give thanks and shine.
Yeah, I did. I did. I did.
I even woke up thinking Nando Griffiths. I go, Nando Griffiths. Who the hell's Nando Griffiths? Oh yeah.
Give
you
thanks.
know.
Yes.
But
Oh man.
you're making great music, and we wish you all the best for the future. And we're glad you came on our platform to at least tell your story, some of your story, anyway. And we know you're
Yeah.
gonna have another huge story coming up as time goes by. And we wish you all the best for your future.
Yeah, man. Give
For
thanks.
sure.
Yeah.
Love it. This was
So,
fun. This was fun.
anything else you want to say, Sharon, before we round it up? And so where can people support you, Nando? I mean, where can they find you?
They can find me on, my website is up, nandogriffiths.com is there. And also on digital platforms, streaming services as well.
It's Instagram, Facebook. You're on
Instagram as well.
TikTok.
Yes, I'm on TikTok.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're on all the vital social media platforms. Okay, great. And Sharon, over to you, and then we're gonna play a tune called "Bad So."
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I hope Nando, we made you feel comfortable. I hope you had fun with us
Oh man, I did.
because
I did.
good. Because I know you didn't know what was coming even when I initially asked you, but I hope you feel good and you were able to tell your story and just, started to remember things as to
Yeah.
who you are. Sometimes these things remind you of who you are, right?
True. So true.
So yeah, it reminds you of who you are. So I'm happy if you're happy, we're all happy. You came on, you feel good, and we're looking forward to the new. I'm looking forward to you coming to work with us actually, because I have a feeling it's going to happen. You're going to require something that we have here. A song, I don't know, I see it, but that is coming.
All right.
Yeah.
At Royal Blem Productions,
Man.
Royal Blem Productions, mad thing.
Funny
Right?
enough, that's what I wanted to say. It
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of a guy called Kevin Lyttle. The voice, the voice,
Yes.
Yeah.
kind of
The voice.
reminiscent to Kevin Lyttle,
Kevin
because I
Lyttle.
remember he did something with Spragga Benz at the time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
The tune is on the top of my tongue, but it's just
Uh,
not coming. I
yeah.
can,
That's
yeah. It's like a calypso tune, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Let me hold you, got caress my body. You got me going crazy. You turn me.
That's it. Turn me on.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
And funny enough, I hear you doing a lot of that calypso. You do calypso, right?
I don't do a whole lot. No, not too much. But
Right.
the journey of working with calypso bands or
Right.
soca bands has taught me
Right.
a lot. So
So you'll put little elements.
yeah.
I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
with you.
man. Yeah, man. Learn so much from them too as well. That's pretty much the beginnings of me playing live. Started in the
Right.
band. It was
And
with
I love the fact that you keep to the principles,
Yes.
of what the music stood on in the first place. You don't stray away from it. You incorporate it. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Which is very important. So yes. Yeah. Thank you, Beverly Nods, for being here. Thank you to the Kenyan Massive, who also came
Yes.
in, Natty King and
Right.
Mazzy, I think, who's
Yes.
also from the motherland. And we're going to be back here next week, Saturday, with another artist. I think we have Marvin Binns, right? Yeah,
Marvin
Marvin
Benz.
Binns. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Marvin
Yeah.
Binns is going to be our guest. So Nando, God bless you, brother. Wish you all the best for the future, and we're gonna see you out with this particular track. Tell me about Batso before I play it.
yeah, man. Well, bad. So it's just how for me it's summertime is usually when women just really take the chance to like let loose.
Oh,
So
the Batso.
yeah, so it's like what is it this summer now, so for us guys
Yeah,
it's like what's going on, but no, you gotta look bad this time, like what is it, so so it's like acknowledgement, must see you,
for
and
real.
love what you deal with.
A real talk, That's where men go to the gym, women going to the gym because they want to get ready for summertime.
Yeah,
Lord,
man.
oh,
So,
let's look
but
at that.
I'm saying it in as tasteful way as I can without being,
Exactly. Something.
yeah,
Oh, you want to let loose.
yeah. It's in there, but you just want, Yeah, man.
Anyway, God
Wow.
bless you, brother.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
keep up to date with what you're doing. We're going to play Bad Song, then we're going to get out of here. So, brother, 10-star salute.
Give thanks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
Oh, you're Bad Song.
Great mommy. The Love Conversation Show. Mommy so hot. Take your crown. You want it so easy. Round of applause, can you hear the sound? It's given so free. Champion of the tone. My girl, you take hearts and give it. You're winning so easily. Now you're teasing me. I can feel it like wow, 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 wow. Quick, mommy. Wow, wow, wow. So special. Like wow, wow, wow. It's not great. You take a stage and get the praise, cause you're worth it, only. I will make you my bad, so. Woo! Girl, you hot like fire, so. Fire. Take my last name and place yours now. Woo! Ooh. I will make you come back, baby. Make you come back. Senorita, mi corazón. Wanna make you my Cleopatra. Give you everything that you desire. Got the keys
Wow.
to my heart that's on fire.
Are you on
That's made you
that?
sweet, that's no liar. Girl, why do you waste with desire? Heartbeat, boom, like independence. You control my love independently. I'ma make you my bad, so. Girl, you hot like fire, so. Fire. Take the last name, replace yours now. Ooh, I wanna make you come back, make you come back, feel like wow, 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 wow. Drive me crazy. Wow, 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 I wanna make you baby, I'm like wow, 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 wow. just that great. Cause if God is king, then love in our fate.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Steppified, babe. Let a star do this. That's all! That's all, folks!
Can I go home now?
This is One from Stockade Promotions, and I'm out of here.